Hi guys, it's Student Nurse Tiff coming through with another video. So in this particular video, I want to talk about a topic that gets talked about a lot when people choose to go to nursing school. And that topic is it possible to work while in nursing school? Okay, I'm going to talk about a little bit about my personal experience first. So let's begin. So back in 2018 in June, I knew I got accepted into nursing school, right? It had been something that I had wanted to do for a very long time, and I had finally built up the courage to do it, and I got accepted. So my actual start date to start school wasn't until January of 2019. So I had a couple months to prepare and plan. So initially, I did not want to give up my full-time job because I was working full-time and I was working in a government sector. And I won't say which agency I was working for, but it's a very big government agency and I was making fairly good money. So I didn't want to initially give up my job because I needed that steady income and I needed to provide for myself and care for myself as every adult needs to. I played around with the idea of trying to reduce my hours down to part-time, and I also played around with trying to switch careers into something that would be more flexible as in to coincide with what I was getting ready to do. So throughout the 6 months that I had to prepare, I saved, because I didn't know if I had needed to 100% just give up my job or if I would have been able to somehow balance the two. So at least 3 months later, I was talking to my company, asking them if it would be possible, if I would be able to reduce my load to part-time for work. And to my surprise, they told me no. And I was shocked. I was devastated because for the last 5 years, I had been so loyal to this company. I had been an exemplary employee. I got awarded for my performance on a yearly basis. So it was just mind-boggling to me that they wouldn't work with me to reduce my workload to part-time. So when they wouldn't do that, that kind of made the decision for me. I wasn't going to dab back on my decision to go to nursing school because I had been wanting to do it so long and the moment was finally here. So I literally had to make the tough decision to let go of my job. Now, most people thought I was crazy. They thought I was joking. They thought I was playing, and they thought I was insane. It was like, you're never about to quit this job to go back to school. Like, what? What are you going to do? And I was like, I am going to walk by faith and not by sight, and I know that I will be okay. My heart and my spirit is telling me to do this, and this is what I'm going to do. So fast forward, January 2019, I put in my resignation and I quit. So I never got to experience what it was like to actually work and do nursing school. But that doesn't make me less credible. I have sat through a quarter of nursing school. I have successfully completed a quarter of nursing school. And I can tell you that it's not easy. It takes a lot of time studying. It takes a lot of time management and planning to be able to, put your schedule together to be able to work around everything that you have to do. We had a community-based service component that we had to do. And we had a lot of workload because my program is a graduate program, so more is expected of us. So I can say that it was an adjustment, basically with everything. Knowing where everything is, knowing how you're being graded. The grading scale is very high. The grading scale that you're used to seeing, that basic grading scale where a 70 is a C, a 80 is a B, a 90 is an A, you might as well forget that. Well, at least in my program, you might as well. So you literally have to work that much harder to make sure that your grades are afloat so that you don't have to be one of those people who are at the bottom of the class. You never want to be that person that's at the bottom of the class. You always want to be that person that's at the top. And it's not a competition, but you just don't ever want to be that person that's getting that letter saying, hey, you're on probation. You're paid too much money to go to school and we're not even thinking there. So I can say that me not working contributed to my success in this first quarter. It has been free. I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I gotta go to work, but I got an exam tomorrow, because I don't work and I can study for the exam all day to ensure that I succeed, But somebody else may say, hey, well, I can't not work because I have a family and I have to take care of myself. And that's understandable. We're all adults. We all have to take care of ourselves. We all have responsibilities. So some people choose to take out loans to support themselves because they know that once they get done, they'll have a decent paying job to where they hopefully are able to pay back those loans and where they don't have to stress about, working to make an income to be able to survive while trying to do this program. Another alternative, some people feel like scholarships are an option. For me, there are some scholarships out there, but when you're a graduate student, they're not really dishing out money like that because they feel like, we're going to leave it to the younger people, which is fair, So there are some scholarships out there, but they're very competitive, and especially in the field of nursing, they're even more competitive. But you can get them. It's not impossible. I do receive a scholarship currently right now myself, so I know that they exist. Some people also have tried to work within my program, and some have tried to keep their jobs full-time while going to school, and they have noticed very quickly how their grades have dropped because they try to work and go to school. So they themselves had to make that decision that it's not worth it for me to try to hump and work full-time and do this program full-time. So they had to decide, should I reduce my hours or should I quit overall? I had some people in my class who chose to reduce their hours to like 15 hours per week. I'm sorry. And then I had others who just was like, I'm just not gonna work at all. Because then you have to think like 15 hours, that's not a lot of money. It's not, and it depends on, how much you make per hour, what you're actually bringing in. So those people had to decide for themselves, was it even worth it? Some may say it is because you can use that money to do things for yourself, like get your nails done, your hair done, whatever. Or you can use it to buy books, school supplies, or you can just, use it for like those times you would just want to go out and have a little fun after you study hard for an exam. You want to go have a drink. It's basically just pocket money for you, So some people just totally decided to just do away with it. And instantly, whether they reduced their hours to part-time or whether they quit, they saw a drastic improvement in their grades. So to me, that says a lot. However, if you are able to work and you can find jobs that are flexible for a student, especially one in healthcare, typically those jobs are healthcare jobs like CNA, certified nursing assistant. If you can pick up 2 shifts a week maybe, those shifts are usually easy to pass off to your coworkers if you're not able to make it because school becomes a priority for whatever reason. Or there are other jobs like being a patient sitter, where you're watching the psych patients and you're sitting with them, making sure they don't do anything crazy or try to commit suicide. Sometimes the jobs let you bring in textbooks or notes to study. That may be cool for a couple hours out of the week too. So you have to find ways to, if you choose to work, to manage your time effectively while you're working. Some jobs may allow for you to, if you finish all your work, that you can use the rest of the time to be at work to pull out a textbook and a study. And those are typically the jobs you want to go for, the jobs that support you in what you're doing, and those jobs that support your growth as an individual, as personal and professional. When you're not receiving that from a job, I feel like it's a no-brainer to let those jobs go. And the fact that I took a big leap and done it myself, I can attest and I can speak that it's difficult to do and it's hard in the beginning, but it's more free and liberating when it's done. So to go back to our initial question, can you work while in nursing school? Yes. Should you work while you're in nursing school? I don't know. That's a personal question to ask. But for me personally, it's not worth it. I like being free, no stress, studying, doing well. For me, that's the route that I want to continue to take until I'm done with the program. I'll be starting Q2 next week, and I'm excited and I'm ready. So if any of you have any experience with working while in nursing school, please don't hesitate. Comment below. And until next time, guys, see ya. Peace, and I'm out.